Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for May Institute's first ever virtual Hope and Possibility celebration. Please direct your attention to your screen.
Why am I interested in autistic children? There is a feeling of a deep and mysterious valley separating the world as we know it and the world as they know it. We know that they experience pain, love, and anger. But to what degree? And why are they different? These children are human beings with their own personalities, well alive behind the screen of disease symptoms. In 1947, I became the mother of twin boys who, 2 years later, were diagnosed autistic. For 4 years, they were treated by psychiatrists. They attended clinics and special kindergarten schools. When they became 7 years old, we discovered that beyond the nursery level, there was no place for them. No school existed that specialized in autistic children. No program was available anywhere. No solution other than custodial institution was offered. This is when and why the Parent School for Atypical Children was founded in 1955.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Channel 4 News anchor David Wade, coming to you from the WBZ News Studios, which, as you'll see, is decked out in purple tonight for the May Institute. I'm so honored to be your MC this evening. How powerful was the opening message, by the way, even 65 years later. Marie Ann May was a powerhouse. She and her husband, Dr. Jacques May, were the founders of May Institute. Like most parents of children with autism, their lives changed dramatically when they received the diagnosis for their twin boys. Think about what we know now compared to what the world knew then. And yet they worked together to create a path forward when a clear path certainly didn't exist. Tonight we celebrate hope and possibility. We do it virtually this year, hoping that next year we'll be in a big room filled with handshakes and hugs. But where we gather is less important than why we gather. I have a nephew with autism. Jacob is his name, and he's awesome. Always smiling, always happy, doing so well because of the great support he has had through the years. I've learned over time about May Institute's work and its impact on so many lives and so many families. Now, I've emceed past May events, and I was so excited last year to MC what would have been May's 65th anniversary gala. And then COVID hit, and of course the world changed for all of us and for the May Institute. The staff at May Institute took on a Herculean task over the past year, taking care of hundreds of children, adolescents, and adults with significant special needs. As the world shut down in fear, the staff at May went to work around the clock, 3 shifts a day to keep their residential programs running smoothly. Every worker at May has a story about how their work has been impacted by the pandemic. Given all that has transpired in the past year, it's even more meaningful to be here at May Institute's first ever virtual event to acknowledge the staff and the families and to share our story with the broader community. By the way, if you're wondering if we can see that you're wearing pajama bottoms, we can. But this is a no judgment zone. It's been a long year after all. So to all of you watching from your homes all across the country, welcome and thank you for being here. We do have a wonderful evening planned for you. I want to acknowledge the generosity of all of the sponsors that are supporting tonight's event and who are watching it right now. Many of these sponsors and business partners have been with May Institute for many years. This includes Brown & Brown Insurance, our lead sponsor tonight. Thank you so much. Century Bank, Amplified Insurance Partners, and May's chairman of the board, Neil Toddress, also top sponsors for this event. Each of them has a long history of giving to May Institute, and we are so thankful for their unwavering commitment. To them and to all of tonight's sponsors and donors, we appreciate you. Now, I need to point out there are some fabulous auction items available tonight, and your participation ensures that the May Institute can continue its vital work. You can also donate through the evening through GiveSmart by visiting May Institute's fundraising website, mayhope.givesmart.com. You can also register to give by texting Mayhope to 76278. Now, we'll put the link directly into the chat right now to make it easier for you to participate. Now I have the pleasure of introducing May Institute's president and CEO, Dr. Lauren Solitar.
Good evening, everyone. I am excited to welcome you to May Institute's first Hope and Possibility virtual celebration. My name is Lauren Solitar, and I am May Institute's president and CEO. This has been a challenging year for many of us. When we canceled last year's event in April, we had no idea just how difficult the next year would be. There has been so much anxiety, uncertainty, fear, and even loss. Throughout the pandemic, as an essential service provider, we never closed our residential or ABA programs that serve hundreds of children, adolescents, and adults. Not for a single day. In our other programs, we pivoted quickly and transitioned to virtual services, serving as many individuals and families as we could. Our staff was nothing short of extraordinary. They stepped up, learned new skills, and volunteered to fill gaps. Our employees put themselves on the front lines every day to care for our individuals, even when it meant distancing themselves from their own families. It has been nothing short of remarkable to witness the work that has occurred across our programs and services for the past 15 months. I am profoundly grateful to each and every employee at May. And now to tonight. They say it takes a village to raise a child. According to Marie Ann May, when that child has autism, it also takes vision and devotion, resources and expertise, courage, and so much love. We are here tonight to honor and celebrate the thousands of families who have welcomed us into their lives since 1955 and who've allowed us to be part of their village and love their children. We are highlighting mothers' voices tonight, although we fully recognize that there are many essential and irreplaceable people in each child's life from infancy through old age. We know that each of these individuals shape that child's experience and sets him or her on a path to as full and happy a future and a journey as possible. Marie Ann and her husband, Dr. Jacques May, created their own village to care for their boys and other children whose families could find no hopeful options back in the 40s and 50s. As a mother myself, I've always felt a connection to Marie Ann and to her fierce love for her children and her relentless determination to change the trajectory of their lives. So tonight, we remember her as we invite 4 mothers who have followed in her footsteps, fiercely loving their children and determined to do everything necessary to change the trajectory of their lives and to always see hope and possibility as a part of their futures. I would like to introduce you to the first of these moms. Her name is Donna Wood, and she found May Institute in the 1980s when she was searching for a place that would help her son Brandon, who was diagnosed with autism.
Brandon. He's a joy to be around. He's very funny. He's the best person I know. When we got the diagnosis that Brandon was autistic, it was a huge shock to me. This was relatively uncharted territory then. So it was very frightening, very depressing. And I didn't know what to do with him. He tantrumed constantly. And, people in public certainly didn't understand why. I'm sure they just assumed I was a bad mother. But it was very, very, very difficult. Things got desperate enough. We have now at this point, somebody who was almost 6 years old who still has severe language deficits and behavior problems. So it's the best thing I ever did for him was to get involved with the May Institute. It saved his life and mine. Brandon's assistance from the May spanned about 4 years, 2 years with very intense input and support, home-based behavior therapy. And then for a few years later, whenever I'd have an IEP meeting or anything having to do with the schools, the May had my back and his back. Even though we stopped needing as much, I always felt very secure in the knowledge that they were there in case I did need something. The biggest changes that I saw when Brandon was involved with the service was a decrease in his frustration because he was getting language skills. Not to mention that he began to eat food that was not chocolate or pasta. We kept very careful records, so I could see where he started and where he was winding up. It was very gratifying. When I look at him now, the contrast is so dramatic. Prior to the pandemic, Brandon had a fantastic routine that he loved. He worked for 20 years in a grocery store. He would go probably 3 or 4 days a week after his job over to the YMCA, which is located not too far from our house. So he really misses those routines, but he's created his own. It's fascinating. Every morning he gets up on his own, he's not asked to do this, and takes care of our dog. We have an English Mastiff. He takes care of a 200-pound dog, feeds him, washes him, brushes him, and this is what he wants to do every day. After he has his lunch, he waits a half an hour and he works out. He's got a Peloton bike here. He's a creature of routine. He's got to have structure. We're hoping that he can return to his job at the grocery store, fingers crossed. He's really a happy guy. And that would not have been possible, not possible at all if we had not had the tremendous help that we received from the May Institute.
Wow. Wow, what an amazing and a truly inspirational message from Donna. Thank you so much, Donna, for taking the time, the energy, and also the emotional strength to share your story. It truly is inspirational. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Best. I'm your auctioneer tonight, and I'm joining you live from London. Yep, live streamed across the pond in Old Blighty. And that means two things. First, if I pause for too long, the team in Boston starts screaming and shouting at their screens, dreading a huge tech failure, so it's quite fun to keep them on their toes. Two, it means that as this conversation between you and I is very one way, I'm going to assume that every time I ask you to bid or make a donation, you're saying yes, which is extremely generous of you. It's an absolute honor to be supporting the incredible May Institute tonight and helping raise funds so they can continue to provide support to the children, adolescents, and adults they serve. And this year, the funds we raise are more important than ever. You've just heard from Donna, a May Institute mother, and you'll hear from several more this evening. The work that May Institute does day in and day out is nothing short of amazing. And as you heard from Lauren, May's staff really stepped up over the past year and continued to put the people they serve first. I'm going to say it more than once tonight, but May truly is a fantastic organization. And so, to help them continue this incredible work, we have 4 wonderful, live auction lots. That's 4 chances to just have fun bidding. That's 4 chances to buy a truly superb experience. And that's 4 chances to make an enormous, totally selfless, and incredibly generous donation to the Institute that we all love and are here to support tonight. That's why we've tuned in. We're here to do this. So I'm going to start with 2 of the auction items, going to do 2 of the live auction items. I'm going to start with 2 of them now. You're going to go totally wild with your bidding. We're going to break the internet with the vast amounts of bids you're going to be throwing my way. It's going to be so wild that we're going to have to take a break and give your credit cards a little bit of a rest. And during this time, you'll get to enjoy more of the superb program that's happening this evening. And then once you've called up your bank managers and extended your credit cards, remortgaged the house, ready for the second auction lots, we will then get stuck into them. We've got 2 more auction lots following these ones, and then a live appeal as well. Very important. But how's this going to work? Well, it's easy. It's just like any other live auction. I'm just on the other side of the screen. Your phones will play the role of your bid paddle. To place your bids, just use the Give Smart link, which is here on the screen next to me. Use the Give Smart link and you'll place your bids in real time, and I'll see them pop up on a screen over here. I'll take your bids. I might add an extra 0 to the end of it and see what happens. Like I said, I can't hear you complain. But if you've got any questions at all, just put them in the chat and one of the team will help. I think the most common questions that people might ask at this stage from the helpful staff are, what's your long card number and what's your mother's maiden name? And with that information, I think your bidding will be limitless. So let's get started then. I got my eyes on the screen, got these incredible auction lots lined up, and we've got the first 2 to begin with. We have lot number 1, the Italy in a Bottle. This is the private wine tasting that includes 28 bottles of Southern Italian wines, 28. You get to invite 3 groups of people to join you in a virtual Zoom wine tasting of 7 beautiful wines from Southern Italy. So each host, so there'll be 4 of you at your different Zoom meetings. The 4 different hosts get 7 bottles each, and each can invite as many people as you want to attend a Zoom event, attend your Zoom event. So you'll host your 4 different events. Obviously, you know, you're getting 7 bottles for each host. So the more people you invite, the less wine you get per person. So you might want to have a think, what do you actually really like, your friends or your wine? I think, no offense to my friends, probably be the wine. Bob Griffin is the person who'll be running the wine tasting. He's a longtime friend of May Institute and a retired attorney, and he will lead it. He's a font of all knowledge on Southern Italian wine. So I guess that kind of shows just how fun retirement is when you're an attorney. So where should we start the bidding for this one? We're going to start the bidding at, where are we going? 500, 600, 700, 800 pounds. 800 pounds starts the bidding with Neil. Neil's got the bid there. Neil comes in first at $800. Let's go in dollars instead. You know, slight sterling attributes there. Let's go in dollars. We're at $800. $800 with Neil. It's Neil's bid at $800. Who's going to try 900? The first lot of the night. You get a big shout out for your name. It's worth it for that alone. Show how philanthropic and altruistic you are. It's $800 with Neil, who's going to try 9. $800 for 28 bottles of wine. And it says you have to, it's for 4 people hosting the wine tasting, but I don't suppose there's anything to say you can't just do it on your own and have a one-on-one session with 28 bottles of wine. I think there's a song in there somewhere. $800 with Neil. It's a fantastic bid. It's a really generous bid. Is there anyone else who would like to bid? What about David or Jessica? Any of you other bidders watching out there? Like to try? We're at $800 and we're going to sell for $800. The first lot of the night is this fabulous wine tasting experience. We're at $800 and it's such a generous donation for May Institute. Really, really kind. Last chance. Here we go. Just one more click. It's with Neil. All done. Brilliant. We're going to sell then for $800. There it goes, and sold for $800 to Neil. Thank you so much for your bidding, and thank you everyone else who pushed the bids up there. So lot 2 is next. This is dreaming of Cabo. This is luxury, if ever I saw it. This is 2 people getting a 4-night stay at the Hilton Los Cabos Beach and Golf Resort in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. You get an ocean view with a private balcony in a 4-diamond hotel located on a bay in the Sea of Cortez. It can't get better than that. You get exclusive access to the beach. The hotel is full of everything, every single type of luxury hospitality you'd expect, from swim-up bars, infinity pools, spas, tennis courts, fitness center if you really want to do that on your luxury holiday, and amazing resorts and all sorts of glorious activities nearby. So this is truly, truly remarkable. A really great kind of post-lockdown escape. Run away to Mexico. 2 people for 4 nights. So where do we start the bidding for this one? Let's start the bidding at $1,500. $1,500, $1,700 we have now. At $1,700 is bid. $1,700. We're looking for $1,900 next. We're at $1,700. Any further bids? At $1,700. Talk to me online. Keep me busy. We're at $1,700 for 4 nights. 2 people, total luxury. It's for 2 people, but again, there's nothing to say you can't just go on your own. I hear that Tinder's really great in the Los Cabos Beach and Golf Resort. It's a wonderful place. 1,900. Ellen has this one. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Ellen's coming to the bidding now. 1,900. It's with Ellen. It's not yours, Carol. It's not yours. Carol was having it there at 1,007, but Ellen's come in and pipped at the post. Ellen's got her eyes on the infinity pool and the swim-up bar. I mean, that is the dream. Perhaps Ellen can borrow some of the 28 bottles of wine as well from the previous bidder and bring them along. $1,900 with Ellen. Carol, do you have any further bids? You were going to be going on this one. You're bidding on it. Carol comes in at 2,100. It's back with Carol. Carol's now going to Mexico. It's Carol versus Ellen. Gavin's out. It's with Carol now. Ellen, what do you think? You almost had this one. You had your bags packed. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. You had your bags packed. You're all up for it. What do you think, Ellen? Why don't you try one more? Yes? And for those of you that really, desperate to put in even higher bids, don't forget the way to bid is to go to the Give Smart link, which we saw in the chat. Go down to the chat, have a look in there, head to that link, and then you'll go straight through and just put your bids in real time. And I'll see them pop up here on the screen. So it's currently with Carol at $2,100. It's a brilliant donation, which is going to May Institute. It's $2,100. Ellen, what do you think? Taking your bags back out the car now, putting them back in the house. There's nothing more upsetting than having to cancel holiday plans. When you try one more bid, let's go to 2,300. Surely it's with Carol. Carol has this one, and Carol is going to Mexico unless there's any other bids. Last chance. Here we go. For 2,100. It's another brilliant donation, and you're getting a free holiday. It is sold to you, Carol, for $2,100. Many, many, many congratulations. So that is brilliant. What an amazing start to the live auction. So that's the first 2 lots in the live auction. We've got 2 more coming back. But don't forget, there are also some silent auction lots ticking away online. You must check them out. They are really, really brilliant. And all to support our favorite organization, May Institute. So I'll be back with 2 more lots later on. But for now, it's back to you, David.
Thank you, Tom. Now you can see all the purple here in our studio for the May Institute. As I mentioned earlier, Brown & Brown Insurance is the lead sponsor for tonight's event. They are a longtime business partner with an extensive history of giving to May Institute. And we are tremendously grateful to them for their ongoing generosity and their leadership role this year. So now I'd like to introduce you to Steve Peck, founding partner at Brown & Brown Insurance, and the person responsible for creating a philanthropic connection between May and Brown & Brown. Steve has been personally involved with May Institute for many years, serving on its philanthropy committee and supporting its work and events in many significant ways. It was back in 2009 that May Institute honored Steve with its first Philanthropy in Business Award in recognition of his exceptional commitment to May. And Steve has one other accomplishment that should be celebrated. Steve has put up with me as a neighbor for 5 years now. Yes, we live on the same street. I actually don't see Steve much, but I do see his lovely wife, Jackie, all the time. I'm sure she's watching. She's always doing great things for the community. So if she vouches for Steve, he must be pretty great. Here is Steve Peck.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Peck. I am with Brown & Brown Insurance. We are very happy, very proud to be able to be the lead sponsor for the May Institute's gala event this year, a virtual event, of course. A little background, May Institute has been a long-term client of both mine and Brown & Brown for some 20 years. I fell in love with the mission of the May Institute far before I met them. My wife was a special ed teacher. I knew nothing about children with autism or adults with autism, what it all meant. But through her, through going out for the lunches and the dinners with the clients that had earned a dinner or lunch out, it was a wonderful experience. And I really just fell in love with the work and the mission and, of course, my wife-to-be. So years ago, when I met the May Institute in a business capacity, I thought, what a great group of people, what a great mission, and how can I give back? Because that's the way I was raised. And two things that I always looked for, and so does Brown & Brown, is what is the mission? There are so many deserving charitable organizations. There's not any that are really not deserving, so you have to choose. And for me, it's the mission of May Institute, who they serve through children and adults with autism, be it brain injury or mental health. That's my passion. The second thing that I always think about, as do most people in business or people personally, is where's my money going to go? How's it going to be used? Is it going to be efficiently used? And I can tell you with 100% certainty, the senior team, the management team, and the staff at the May Institute are caring, talented, passionate, and smart people. They make full use of every dollar that's given, and so that's important too. So those two things combined are why I have, and the Brown & Brown team is supporting as lead sponsor this great event and this great mission. I hope that all of you who are at home this year experiencing this great event and will learn A, something about the work, B, something about the May Institute, and C, of course, this is a fundraising event, so we hope to your abilities and whatever capacity you have that you'll dig deep and that you'll help support the May Institute. I know, we all know that this last year has been hard in so many, many different ways. And not so different at the May Institute. All of their staff has worked extremely hard. All of the clients, have had to have changes in their lives. It's been a very stressful year, been all sorts of expenses that no one would have expected before. And now, with your help, we can get some more funds to help us do all the good work and support the mission that we have. So please give as much as you can, and good night, and thank you very much for attending.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. See you around the neighborhood. By the way, don't forget the silent auction. Great things to bid on. So get there and bid, bid, bid. Now I'd like to introduce you to Deborah, a current May mom whose family searched and searched for the right place that would help their son, her amazing Jason.
Jason is my amazing boy, my amazing Jason. He is just pure joy. When you look at him and you see him smile, it just fills your heart. And he's been that way since he was born. When he was about 2.5, we learned that he was diagnosed with autism. He needed an aid in preschool, and he needed occupational therapy, he needed speech therapy, physical therapy, and then moving on to public school, he needed the same services. We were able to get an educational specialist come to the home 10 hours a week. We were able to get a home health aide to help us with safety issues. It became a 7 days a week situation where there was always a form of service in our home. It became a lot on us, it became a lot on him. And we started thinking about one place that offered everything, but where he had all the services in place all the time. So that's when we decided that he needed a boarding school, residential school. It was a tough decision. It was a very tough decision. Probably the toughest I ever had to make in my life. And making a hard decision even harder because we do live in New York and we knew the school was in Massachusetts. But I needed to think what was best for him and what was best for his independence, what was gonna give him a shot at independence. Nowadays with social media, moms with autistic kids find their own support groups. And there was one I belonged to that was for parents of children with severe autism. And this one parent, she was talking about her son and how her son came here a few years ago and how he was able to accomplish so much. And she said, rest assured, your son is in great hands. He's in loving hands. Smile because you won the golden ticket with the May. She just reassured me. It's like the reassurance I needed that Jason was gonna be okay at the May. Yeah, go. The staff is amazing. There with him every step of the way. I'm really thankful for that. They saw the same potential that I knew in my heart that he had, but I needed the right place to help him get there.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Jason, for yet another truly inspirational video. And it's these videos that really do show what tonight is all about and why May Institute needs our support. So we have two more unbelievably amazing lots for you. Bidding is the same as before. Just go to the GiveSmart link that's in the chat. Once you get there, head to the auction page, browse the auction lots, and these auction lots, the next two we're going to sell, are lot number 100 and 117. So go to the link in the chat, browse the auction, view all the auction items, and for this first one, head to lot number 100, because this is the lot that everyone's been talking about. This is the diamond tennis bracelet. 14-carat white gold diamond tennis bracelet. This gorgeous bracelet it's not just, it doesn't feature just 50 or 60, but 70 brilliant diamonds. It's a truly stunning gift for the perfect present for your loved one, or even a ridiculously lovely gift and luxury item for yourself to enjoy. Why not spoil yourself? It's been a really strange year, so why not spoil yourself with this enormous bracelet covered in diamonds? So it's number 100 on the auction list, so head along there on the GiveSmart link, and we're going to start the bidding for this one. Let's start here. Let's start this at $1,000, $1,000 to begin with. 1,000, 1,200, at 1,002, 1,004, at 1,004, 1,600 we go, 1,618. $2,000 at $2,000, just ahead of the other bidders. 2,000, 2,200, 2,400 now with Todd. Todd has it at 2,400, at 2,400. A wonderful donation at 2,400. Great donation, but also getting the stunning 14-carat white gold diamond tennis bracelet. Not bad. $2,400 at the moment with Todd. Any other bidders? We're at $2,400. This is lot number 100 in the GiveSmart bidding panel. So this is $2,400. Any further bids or we can sell to Todd for $2,400. It's a brilliant, brilliant donation. And thank you so much for getting this one into the auction. It's amazing the auction lots may manage to get together. So at 2,400, here we go. Going once, going twice, last chance. Absolutely no regrets. Could be something perfect to wear to the beach in Mexico. Nice thing to sit along and have cocktails at the bar and be like, oh, this old diamond neck bracelet. Oh, I got this when raising funds for May Institute because they're an incredible organization. I just had to give them all my money. $2,400 is what Todd's doing, and we're selling to Todd for $2,400. Sold to you, Todd, for $2,400. There it goes, to Todd. Thank you so much for your bidding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, that takes us on to the next lot. This is lot number 117 on the list. So go to the all item page on the GiveSmart website. The link is in the chat, and look for lot number 117. This is the Scottsdale, Arizona trip. It's a 3-night luxury stay for 2 people at a AAA 5-diamond resort. It's almost got as many diamonds as the bracelet. You all know about it, you love it, and if you don't know about it, then you need to bid on it to find out why everyone dreams of being there. This resort includes all the top-ranked restaurants in Arizona. It's got swimming pools, jacuzzis, spas, and of course, the championship golf. So you get, with this one, you also get, just for fun, we've thrown in a $500 Fairmont gift card that can go towards the golf or the spa treatments. And you can see the full details on the auction page. So head to lot 117. And for this one, we're going to start the bidding. Again, let's start at $1,000. 1,000, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 now. 1,005, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 9 at 1,900. $2,000. 2,100 is bid. 2,100 with Lee Ann at 2,100. The bid here at 2,100. We can sell it to Lee Ann for 2,100. 2,100 for the luxury 3-night stay for 2 people in this AAA 5-diamond resort. This is lot number 117, lot 117. Joe bids. Thank you. Joe comes in. Thank you so much, Joe. Joe bids now, 2,300. Lee Ann, what do you think? We're at 2,300. We go to 2,500. We're at 2,003 with Joe. Very generous of you, Joe. Welcome to the auction. It's great to have you involved. Joe has this one. Joe knows what's going on. Joe's planning the escape of a lifetime. Joe's got their eyes on the jacuzzi. Lee Ann. I was about to say, do you want to jump in as well? But that's probably not where you want to go with Joe. Unless you want to go with Joe. Maybe you bid and take Joe along with you. Who knows? So it's Joe's bid. It's against Lee Ann. Joe has the bid, and we're selling to Joe. It's not yours, Lee Ann. It's not yours, Joseph. Any other bidders for this luxury in Arizona, the Scottsdale trip? All done? We can sell them for $2,300. Here it goes. Last chance to all of you. Joe, you're going to Arizona. You've got this one. It's sold and it's gone to you for $2,300. Thank you so much for bidding. And thank you, Leanne. I'm sorry you missed out this time. So that's amazing. Those are the 4 live auction lots. Don't forget, though, there are the other silent auction lots still on that page. So head to that page and you can click away and keep bidding on those lots. Thank you so much for all your support there. There's a bit more that's coming up. But in the meantime, we're going to go back and hear from another mother. This time it's Ellen. Ellen, who shares a little bit about her experience being a May Institute mother.
You asked me what it's like to be the mother of an autistic child. Well, I can tell you, it isn't easy. It's challenging and emotional. It's difficult and exhausting. It's heartbreaking. It's often isolating and feels like it is never ending. And yes, we sometimes cry ourselves to sleep. We deal with our children's behaviors and outbursts. We painstakingly watch them struggle to learn a simple skill. We feel their pain as they cope with anxiety and social awkwardness. Yet, we try to put our best foot forward to be a typical family, knowing that we are different. We think of the family outings and vacations that we forgo because we know our autistic child could never cope. We endure the social stigma, the sleepless nights. We try to explain to siblings the idiosyncrasies of autism and why we cannot do things like other families. It's never easy. It's a long day. It's a long week. It's truly a marathon. However, if you ask me what is it like to be a May mother, I can tell you that it's easier. I am the mother of Erin, a 28-year-old autistic young woman. Erin has been with the May since the age of 2. Being a May mother is hopeful. It's rewarding. It's enlightening. Yes, it remains challenging, yet it is less lonely. There is a sense of belonging, a sense of community. There is always a helping hand, a shoulder to lean on. The possibilities the May offers our children allows a mother to hope, to dream, and to vision the absolute best future for their child. A May mother carries a heavy heart, yet the burden is lightened by the highly trained and dedicated May staff. A May mother has confidence in the proven educational methodologies and clinical support of the May. A May mother can smile and rest easy, sometimes, as she watches her child develop, learn, and grow. Being a May mother gives us inner strength to keep moving forward. We look at our children with eyes filled with optimism for a fulfilling and happy life. The May truly is an answer to a mother's prayers, and I hope you will answer the call this evening. My name is Ellen Hollis, and I am Erin's mom.
Again, such a powerful video. And I think it's fair to say that on behalf of all of us, we owe an enormous thank you to Ellen and all the other May Institute mothers who've shared a little bit of their stories with us this evening. Really, really incredibly powerful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so on that note, it's now time for one of the most important moments of the evening. We have the live appeal. Now the auction, it's fun and it's great to get so many bids, but this part it's a huge ask from us. There are no auction prizes or gifts that you get, but instead, your reward for a donation is knowing that tonight you, and this is you, because it all comes down to you ultimately, you will have made a tremendous difference to the lives of the children, the adolescents and adults that May Institute serves today and those that they serve in the future. And you've heard from several mothers how important May Institute is to them and their family. It's very important to them, and it's incredible the work they do, but their work, they can only exist, their actions can only take place because of your support, because of what we're about to do now. I cannot stress that enough. It's lovely to sit here and listen to all these great stories and talk to our friends about how incredible May Institute is and see the incredible work. But that can only happen with the right resources, with the funding. And that's what this moment's all about. It really does come down to this. So I'm going to run through a series of pledge levels where May Institute are looking for donations to help their work. When you hear an amount that you would love to donate, you can either text give with that amount. So you could text give 1,000, give 10,000, or million, just think of any number and kind of double it, or head back to the Give Smart link and make your donation there. Both are shown here on the screen, so you can either do a text with the level, or you can head to the Give Smart screen and make your donation there. So, you ready? I'm really, really excited to see the reaction, because I know there's a lot of big supporters out there, and I cannot wait to end this evening knowing that we will have done everything we can to give May Institute a really good boost. So the first donation level is an enormous $5,000. And it's a lot to ask for, but we just wanted to see if somebody was feeling so generous that they could donate a whopping $5,000. So it's a huge amount, but you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. So just to give you an idea of what that could fund, $5,000 could purchase an interactive whiteboard for one of May's Centre's schools. Now, this is really important because for students with physical disabilities or having trouble holding a pencil, the touch-sensitive surface helps them write and interact with the content. It is such a vital tool. So is there anyone at all, I kind of say it with a grimace because it's a big amount to ask, is there anyone who feels that they could make a donation of $5,000, a completely selfless one-off donation? You're not getting a holiday or jewelry in return. Is there anyone at all? Anyone at all? $5,000. We have $5,000 from Greg. Greg, thank you so much. Greg has made a donation of $5,000. Greg, you're an absolute legend. What a way to enter the evening. Greg just pops up with $5,000. $5,000. Thank you, Greg. That's going to help purchase one of these interactive whiteboards. It could help purchase one of them. $5,000. 5,000. Anyone else? We're looking for any more pledges. Just put your name up on the board, make your pledge, and hang on a moment. Wait a second. We might just have to pause this. That is incredibly generous. I have just received word that we have a $15,000 match this evening. And the match is from, of course it is, from none other than Brown & Brown Insurance, the heroes that are sponsoring tonight. Thank you so much. This is brilliant. So a $15,000 match from Brown & Brown Insurance. Now, what that actually means is if we can raise $15,000 right here, right now in the live appeal, then your donation will be doubled. So for every dollar that you put in, they'll put another dollar in, up to $15,000. So if we raise 15 here, they're going to have to pay out another 15. I say have to pay out as if it's a bad thing, but let's try and make this a very expensive night for Brown & Brown. They've already been very generous, but let's just push the envelope a bit further because it would make such a difference. So if that doesn't inspire anyone, I don't know what will. So who wants to make it a very expensive night for Brown & Brown Insurance? Who wants to make another pledge of $5,000? 5,000? 5,000? 5,000 we have. Thank you. 5,000 from Nancy. Nancy's just put in another $5,000. That is brilliant. Nancy's at 5,000. Greg at 5,000. With Brown & Brown Insurance now having to chip in 10,000. Let's see if we can push them up by another 5. We're incredibly grateful to Brown & Brown Insurance. Thank you. Thank you. But we're now, so that's 5,000. Anyone else at $5,000? Anyone else? This is brilliant. Great. Okay, well, let's move on to the next one. The next one is $2,500. This is the second level. Now, this can help buy equipment for physical activity in May's program and residences, such as a treadmill, other kind of physical activity equipment. So anyone would like to make a pledge at $2,500? Anyone? Just text or go to the link and make your donation there. We're looking for $2,500. Anyone at $2,500? We've got plenty of bids coming in now. $2,500 is what we're looking for, which could fund the exercise equipment. Who have we got bids from? We got bids from Michael. We got bids from Mary. There's a lot happening, a lot of bidding going on, a lot of donations, sorry. I'm stuck in auction mode, always in auction mode. So Michael and Mary, anyone else? We've got Peter. Anyone else at $2,500? $2,500. Keep them coming in. This is brilliant. So look at the thermometer roaring along there. This is a phenomenal amount. So the next up is $1,000. This is a third level. $1,000 helps to enhance the residences in May's school and programs with what? No, that has to be a typo. Is that a typo? Hang on a second. We have just had, are we definitely sure that's not a typo? We have just had a donation come in of $25,000. $25,000 from Michael and Nancy. They've just made a pledge of $25,000. I really hope that is not a typo and their cat hasn't just like walked across their keyboard by mistake. It's a very expensive cat if it is, because we're still going to go ahead and take it. It's a very generous cat, rather. $25,000 from Michael and Nancy. That is amazing. Look at the thermometer going up. Thank you. That's completely knocked me sideways. Michael and Nancy have just donated $25,000. $25,000. So that means Brown and Brown, thank you. You're doubling the 15 that was already raised. So that's great. So we've made that match. Where are we with 1,000? The 1,000 doesn't matter. We totally smashed that now with Michael and Nancy. Thank you so much for your donations. This is really, really brilliant. Okay, next up is $500. Now, $500, this is a really tangible one. $500 could help purchase an iPad for the staff to use during ABA sessions. Really important, and you can see all the benefits in the slide here. So who would like to make a pledge of $500? We're going to look at the screen. We've got $500. What have we got coming in? We've got donations coming in from Elizabeth. We've got donations coming in from who else? Any more? We're at $500, but if you want to make a donation of 25,000 again, we won't hold it against you. Really, it doesn't matter. I don't mind having to say 25,000 again. Mary Lou's just made a donation. Nancy's made a donation. Who else is there? Keep them coming in, guys. This is brilliant. Marla's just made a donation. We're looking for $500 donations. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. This is doing so well. Right. Whilst you're doing that, Michael's just made a donation of $500. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for doing this. This is brilliant. Right. As you keep putting in the 500s, let's have a look at 250. Here we have 250. And it's such good value for money. It's worth talking about this one more, actually, because this amount, and it's a very, very small amount in the grand scheme of things, $250 buys a speech app for May schools to use on the iPads for the students. Now, these apps help people who are unable to speak so they can develop communication and language skills. Users can select a real recorded voice that speaks for them when they touch the symbols. And there are so many children in the May schools who are not yet verbal, and they use speech apps on their iPads to communicate. It's really amazing. And this is only $250. $250 is all it is to get one of these apps. So if you can make a donation now, please do. Get texting, get onto the GiveSmart site, make those donations, because $250, just $250. Think about the difference that would make. Think about the difference it would make to, going out for a nice restaurant and having a meal, lovely, but you kind of forget about that later. This is life-changing, changing the everyday lives of people by enabling them to communicate. $250. Who wants to make the donation of $250? Who else have we got coming up? We've got Mary putting in donations again. Who else is there? There's an anonymous at 250. Thank you, anonymous. You are an absolute wonder. Anonymous. We got Peter. Peter at 250. Thank you, Peter. I think you've been very busy with your donations, so thank you. Keep them coming in. Pam's making a donation. Who else is there? So the final amount we're going to go for now is $150. Now, this can fund a Kindle, online books for the digital libraries, or even just noise-cancelling headphones to muffle the intensity of loud noises. It's just $150. But again, think of the difference it will make. Think about the difference it makes to your life. Fine. Think about the difference it's going to make to everyone at May Institute, staff and people who get involved. It really will make such a difference. So the final one, would anyone like to make a pledge of $150? We're looking for $150. Nancy's come in there with the bid or the donation. Nancy has this. I keep trying to sell you something, but I'm afraid it's just Marla. Marla, thank you very much. $150 for Marla. We got 150 for Marla. And then we've got another one here. Oh, we've got another big one. We're stepping back up to the first one. We got $2,500 from Gavin. Gavin, thank you so much. $2,500 from Gavin. And Gavin, you've started something now, because Colliers have just come in and put $2,500 in as well. So $2,500 from Colliers, $2,500 from Gavin. We're kind of going backwards. This is brilliant. Anyone want to go back up to $25,000, perhaps? Any more? Any more at all? So Collier's and Gavin just jump back in there at 2,500. This is amazing. Thank you so, so much. You guys have been totally brilliant. But as you've just seen with Gavin and Collier's putting in the big numbers again, you can give any amount and no amount is too small. Any amount that you give really will make a tremendous difference. So please, please, please do keep giving. Just type in whatever you think you can. Double it. And in fact, a great example of somebody giving any amount, Donna has just put in $1,000. Thank you, Donna. Donna has put in $1,000. Thank you so much. So this is still going on. The donations still keep coming in. You guys have been brilliant. It's been totally wild. Definitely the best evening I've had on the internet for a long time, which is, don't read into that. So it's been brilliant. You guys have been absolutely amazing, but please still keep giving by supporting with any amount. Also on the Give Smart page, don't forget there are the other auction items. Please, please, please check them out. They are brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant, as are you with your incredible donations. You have been totally brilliant. Thank you so much for all your generosity in giving May Institute the power to keep changing lives. Thank you so much. That's all from me. It's now back to you, David.
Wow. Thank you so much, Tom. And thank you to all of you who participated. That was just incredible. Your support is so appreciated. As Tom just mentioned, that silent auction is still open. It'll be closing at 8 o'clock tonight, so make sure you get your bids in on time. Now I'd like to introduce you to Sarah, another very special May mom, and her young son, Tristan.
Tristan, he's a fun-spirited child. He is very energetic, very curious, and we find that our joy of life is just augmented through his eyes. After Tristan's diagnosis of autism, we immediately started to think, he's going to be turning 3. We would really like to have him begin the ABA services. So he started in September of 2018 at the May, and it just immediately felt like home. Very quickly, we could see within a few weeks at the May, he was mentioning other kids by name when he would be home. And you could see just, again, his vocabulary increasing, and there wouldn't be as much rigidity. I mean, I have goosebumps saying it because I think one of the things that I was really concerned about was Tristan's ability to really show interest, show empathy, show joy in what he's learning on a day-to-day and knowing how to communicate that. When he is sharing information, he's very giddy at times. He'll tell jokes now. At first that was not even in my mind, not something that we would see, but we see it all the time now. Tristan turned 5 this past fall, and he enrolled in kindergarten this past September and is really thriving. He's also continues to receive support from the May by attending most days 2 or 3 hours a day, and he enjoys it. Even on weekends, he sometimes will ask, "Am I going to the May today?" And we sometimes will have to say, "No, not today." This is a place that he continues to not just want to go, but really almost craves. He is just always hopping and skipping to go to the May.
Wow, that is the power of a dedicated mom right there. It's superhero stuff. And did you see his little Snoopy sweater? Is that the cutest thing or what? And I loved when Sarah said he's always hopping and skipping to go to the May. The beauty of the May program is that they not only teach and build skills and create more independence, they're also happy and joyful places to be. When little kids like Tristan can't wait to get back to May, the staff knows it's doing something right, and so do the moms. And now I would like to welcome back Lauren Solitar to our virtual stage.
Tonight, it is my great honor to present my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Bob Putnam, with May Institute's 2021 President's Award. This award is presented to a recipient that has demonstrated an unwavering and impassioned commitment to May Institute's mission. Once you meet Bob Putnam, it is impossible not to like him or be impressed by him. He is not only a wonderful human being, but he is an incredibly loyal and hardworking colleague. Bob has dedicated his entire professional life to helping people facing difficult and often daunting challenges. Bob joined May Institute in 1995 when he was hired as the Vice President of Mental Health Services. He then established May Institute's Consultation Division, overseeing consultation and school support services for over 100 school districts in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and other states. Bob put May Institute on the national map, directing one of the regional centers for positive behavior interventions and supports, PBIS. His leadership in the industry has literally impacted hundreds of thousands of students in school systems throughout the country. Bob has contributed to the field of PBIS and ABA in countless ways. He has published extensively in peer-reviewed journals, has given more than 100 presentations at local, national, and international conferences, and is the recipient of numerous PBIS grants. Bob has been a mentor to dozens of May employees who think the world of him and whose careers were shaped by his support, knowledge, and encouragement. He freely shares his expertise, his enthusiasm for the work, and his energy and time. And speaking of time, Bob and I and his wife Nancy have a running joke. Whenever Bob proposes taking on additional work or a project, which he often does, after I approve it, I always tell him to ask his other boss, and that would be Nancy. So to Nancy and Bob's sons, Greg and David, I know you're out there watching. Thank you for always being so generous and sharing Bob with us. He has made May Institute a better place. Bob would say that it's because of him that I am actually here today addressing you as May's current president and CEO. I do need to thank Bob for hiring me into my first position at May Institute. Bob Putnam's contributions are tightly woven into the fabric that is May Institute. He is intelligent and passionate about everything he does, and it gives me a great deal of personal and professional pleasure to recognize him with the 2021 President's Award. There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren, for that wonderful and generous introduction and for this award. I would also like to thank the May Institute's Board of Directors for this award and for volunteering their time and expertise to support our organization. I'm really accepting this award for all the May Institute's dedicated staff who work tirelessly to support our individuals. They do an absolutely marvelous job every single day, and especially during the pandemic. I would especially like to thank several mentors who helped shape my career. I began that career almost 50 years ago working with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities in a state-run custodial institution. I was so lucky to link up with the only behavioral psychologist on staff, Dr. John Ferreira. He greatly influenced my interest in applied behavioral analysis, and I thank him every day for his wisdom and input. How fortunate I was to have his guidance during the early years of my career. My second set of mentors was Dr. George Sagai and Rob Horner. They provided me the inspiration, knowledge, and guidance in implementing effective behavior support systems in whole schools, districts, and states. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Lauren Solitar, our President and CEO, for her wisdom and leadership and her tireless work to improve quality of life for our individuals, their families, and most notably for our staff, who are the lifeblood of our organization. I particularly want to thank her for her support of my work and the initiation and active support of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. I hired Lauren, and she's always been my best hire. On a personal level, I'd like to thank my parents, who taught me the value of work and to value all people. It's a real privilege and honor to give a shout out to my 90-year-old aunt and godmother, Mary Brewer, who can attend tonight since this is virtual. I also want to thank my sons, Gregory and David, who have always made me proud. They're probably my most shining achievements. I'm most proud of their strong values of fighting for what is just in this world. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank my wonderful and beautiful wife, Nancy, of 44 years. She's really brought me much joy and blessings in my life. She's actively supported me throughout my career. And during her long teaching career, she instilled in her students how to learning could be enjoyable, and most importantly, how to lift all people. Her work has brought me great inspiration. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, where the focus was civil rights, erasing poverty, environmentalism, and improving the lives of persons with disabilities. Hopefully along the way, I have helped make a difference in the lives of these individuals. They say if you find something you have a passion for, you'll never work a day in your life. I again want to thank the May Institute for allowing me to exercise my passion over the past 25 years. Finally, I hope you take this opportunity tonight to donate and support the May Institute. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Neil Toddress. I'm the chairperson of May Institute Board of Directors. Congratulations, Bob. I am delighted to participate in tonight's program. I trust you are learning about the many things May has to offer to people of all ages who are living with autism and other special needs. Thank you so much for your generous support during this gala. I joined May's board over 17 years ago to help guide this great nonprofit in their strategic plan. But my reason for joining was also personal. Since I have a son on the autism spectrum, I'm proud to add a father's voice to this program tonight. I understood 17 years ago, as I do now, the significant and sometimes daunting challenges facing families who are trying to care for someone they love, but who don't always have the capacity or knowledge to do so. I have visited May schools, programs, and group homes throughout the country. I've seen May employees serving children as young as 2 and adults into their 90s, and everyone in between. I can honestly say that I have never witnessed a more professional, caring staff as they support the individuals May serves with such skill, kindness, and love. Earlier, Lauren talked about how it takes a village to raise a child. May Institute is the extended family of support necessary to comfort parents knowing their beloved children and family members are safe and cared for in the best and most professional manner. Regardless of their age, regardless of the intensity of their needs, and regardless of the resources that care requires. It is for that reason we have asked you to give something to help support us tonight. Our high level of May services costs a lot of money. Please help us. It's not too late to bid on auction items or support us with any donation. Your help will provide so many things that are needed to increase and improve May's ability to provide outstanding care. Things like PPE, enhanced technology, school and program supplies, and employee support. On behalf of the Board of Directors of May, we thank you, and hopefully next year we will celebrate in person. Before you go, we have one more video for you this evening, a send-off from some other May moms and their children. Thanks again, and stay well.